All right. So we are going to do a class that is just, I don't know, I like it. Um, it's one of my favorites, works on the rotation of the hip joints, which is something we always need, right?
Yep.
All right. So let's get started. Go ahead and lie down on your back, and you're going to put your dictionary underneath your sacrum. It should be somewhere that's comfy, and your thighs are going to be parallel. And you start to tune into your breath here. Checking in with the body, noticing if in this pose there are areas that might be particularly tighter than others. You're actually going to take your hands to that low belly area, kind of making a diamond with your thumb and first finger. So the heels of your hands are on your hip bones, and then your hands just kind of lay across as if they're webbing. And just maybe slightly feel an energetic pull between the two hip bones. Starting to dial on your glutes here, maybe to 50%. So not to the extreme, and you're also not lifting off that block. And let's do some controlled marching. So bring the left knee over the left hip and notice that the right glute might start to work more. And if it doesn't, make it. And then lower the left foot and bring the right knee over the right hip. And as you do this, just try to keep this area that your hands are on just energetically pulling together. And just make sure the knees are tracking over the hips as you bring them over. Maybe you use a specific breath. Good. That looks great. And then let's end up with the left knee over the left hip. And take your right hand to the left thigh and press the two in towards each other. So starting to notice that right glute is firing. And we're also starting to turn on that left hip flexor. And then slowly release and place the left foot on the floor. Bring the right knee over the right hip. Feel that left glute start to dial on. And then the left hand over the right thigh. Press the two in towards each other. A last breath in. And then gently release. Place both on the ground. And then from here, go ahead and remove the block and lower the upper, middle, and lower back down to the floor. And then from here, moving into our abs. So hands come behind the head, elbows point up. Locate your sacrum on the mat. So that area right above your tailbone. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, lift off of your head and shoulders. So you're leaning your head back into your hands. And then inhale, lower the head and shoulders down. Exhale, come up. Drawing down through those low ribs. Do you have a cat?
My sister's cat.
Okay. Inhale, lower down. Let's add on. Exhale, come up.
In Illinois, and her cat's with me.
Exhale, come up. And go ahead and extend your left leg in line with that right thigh. So it's not lifting up too high. You're still keeping that sacrum on the floor. And then bend the left knee and place the foot down. Inhale, head and shoulders come down. Exhale, come up. Go ahead and straighten your right leg in line with that left thigh. Good. Drawing down through that low belly. And then bend the right knee. Inhale, lower the head and shoulders. Exhale, come up. Moving with slow and controlled. Yeah, straighten that left leg. Add a small twist now towards the left. So right elbow reaches towards left toes and stay off of that left shoulder. Yeah. Good. Come back to center, bend the left knee, bring it down, inhale. Exhale, come up. Straighten the right leg. Small twist towards the right, stay off the right shoulder. Yes, yeah. Bring your elbows in more, kind of like they're protecting the side. Yeah, there you go. Good. Come back to center, right foot on the floor, inhale, lower down. Last one, each side. Exhale, come up. Left leg straightens. Small twist towards the left. And maybe try to reach your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Yeah. And then come back to center. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, come up. Straighten the right leg. Small twist towards the right. Maybe reach your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Drawing down through that low belly. And then inhale back to center, lower down, give yourself a hug. Woo. All right. Come on up to your hands and knees.
That definitely works my
abs. What?
That definitely works my abs.
Yeah. You can use a pillow, or you can also, I don't know how heavy that dictionary is, but you can put it on your low back where your sacrum is. It's just gonna kind of be like a reference point for our brain.
Okay.
So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Feel that like energetic feeling of the low belly still pulling in. And from here, you're going to straighten the left leg back behind you, keeping the toes on the floor. Yeah, bring your right knee in closer to your, there you go. Yeah, good.
Okay.
And yeah, and then feel that left glute start to turn on, and then maybe hover the toes off the floor. Good. And then from here, you can bend the left knee and try to reach it up higher, but don't let that affect whatever's on your back. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Keep that head lifted. Keep that low belly lifted.
Okay.
Good. And then bring the left knee down. Shake the hips. And we're going to do the other side. So right leg straightens back behind you. Right glute working. And then maybe you hover the right toes off the floor without moving in the low back. Yeah, good job. And then maybe bend your right knee. And maybe try to lift a little bit higher. Yeah, keep your head up. You got it. Yep, but tuck your chin. Good. Now bring the right knee down. Remove that and come down onto your forearms. So elbows are under the shoulders. You should still feel like kind of tight here. We're going to do a pose called fire hydrant. I'm going to interlace my fingers because that makes me feel better. Go ahead and open your left hip up to the left. So you're just going to lift your left knee up to the left and bring it back in. So left knee up to the left, bring it in. And then the right knee goes out to the right and bring it in. So you're just switching sides, which goes out and in.
Okay.
Good. Yep. And try not to lean into the bottom leg. So
you're trying to keep your body. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. So really push down into those elbows to help you stabilize through your core and lift. Yeah. So this is called the fire hydrant move. We're going to do this like 2 more times today. Good. And then pause. And then from here, come up to stand at the top of your mat.
Okay.
You can shake out the legs, shake out the arms. Get a drink if you need one. All right. Sun Tzu 1. On your inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, sit back in your hips and hands come to the floor. Good. Step your right foot back, lower your right knee underneath the right hip, untuck your toes. And on your inhale, reach the arms up. So feel this right glute working and imagine that your hands are still here and helping you draw back and inwards. Good. On your exhale, hands come to the floor, step back into quadruped. Inhale, cow pose, lift the heart, lift the chin just a little bit. Exhale, round the back, tuck the chin, look at the knees. Inhale, come to neutral. Lift up onto your knees. Step your right foot forward. Now feel this left glute start to fire and you're tucking that tailbone downwards. Yeah, good. And then inhale, arms reach up. Good. Still feel that energetic pull inwards towards the spine. Feel tall and long in your sides. And then on your exhale, fingertips come to the floor. Step forward. Use your glutes to help you come up to stand. Inhale. Good. Exhale, sit back in those hips. Step the left foot back. Lower the left knee. If you want to keep your toes tucked under, you can. And then inhale, come up. This time we're going to interlace the fingers behind our back. So find that sacrum and then feel the shoulder blades pull together and maybe help keep that left glute tucking down. Good. Last breath in. On your exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Step back into quadruped. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, neutral. And then sit back towards your heels to help you lift up. Step your left foot forward. And you can have the right toes tucked under. Hands interlaced behind the back. Feel these right glute muscles working. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Draw in through the low belly. Yes, that looks awesome. How does it feel?
It
You
feels
feel
good.
strong?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. On your exhale, bring the fingertips to the floor. Step forward. Use your glutes, help you come up to stand. Shake it out. First sequence. Let me see if there's. Nope. Okay. Here we go. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Soften your knees here a little bit and then sit back in your hips and try to keep, yeah, so there you go. Yeah, now bring the hands to the floor. Step your right foot back, but keep the knee lifted and just pause here. Feeling this right glute start to fire. Invite some breath into those low ribs on your back. Good. And then from here, you can stay or you can lower that knee, but we're going to reach our arms up in a tilted crescent. Yeah, good. And just take a look down at your knee. Make sure it's not on the inside of that foot. Good. And then from here, you're going to lower that right heel and open your hips up to the right. So you're in warrior variation. And what?
Leaned my foot down. Okay.
Yep. So we were in this, and then we're just lowering the right heel and looking to the right.
Okay, now I get it.
Yep. Left elbow's on the left thigh. Good. And then maybe even reach your right arm up. Let your left ear fall to your left shoulder to get some of this tension out of the right side of our neck. And feel that this tailbone is tucking towards your heel. Good. Let's go into twisted crescent. So right hand comes down to the mat. Right knee comes down. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Good. Maybe you're on the fingertips, feeling that low belly draw in. Right ear can fall to the right shoulder this time. Good. Left hand comes down. Step back into plank. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Yes. Yeah, but lift those ribs up. There you go. Lower your knees. Lower slowly to the floor. Yes. So this time the fingertips come off of the mat and your elbows point upwards. Lift your heart and squeeze those shoulder blades together. So act like you're grabbing the ground with not only your fingertips, but then also the shoulder blades are squeezing on the back as well. Good. Feel that low belly drawing upwards away from the mat. And then from here, lower. Hands come under the shoulders. Push up onto your knees. And then lift the hips into down dog. Walk your feet in a little bit, have your knees bent. And then, yes, that looks awesome. Go ahead and lift your left leg, bend your left knee, and just circle that left hip. So try not to fall to the pinky edge of your right foot, and go ahead, circle the left hip the other way. And then step
You
your
sort of
left
want
foot as
my
far
weight.
forward.
I want my weight evenly on all of my toes on the right foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
In an ideal world, yeah. Step your left foot as far forward as you can, followed by the right. Pause here and forward fold. Maybe come up onto your fingertips. Shake the head yes and no. And then use your glutes to help you come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms forward and up. Other side, exhale. Sit back in those hips. Soften those knees. Yeah, soften them. There you go. Yeah, fingertips. Left foot steps back. Hold here in this low lunge. Feel the low belly energetically pulling up and that left glute working. And then from here, you can come into tilted crescent. So a lot of weight on that right leg. The way you can decrease that is by lifting the chest a little bit and bending that back knee. So you get to choose. And then from here, come into warrior variation. So lower that left heel and then bring the right elbow to the right thigh. Good. Yeah. So from here, I would bring your right knee backwards a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That way it's not too far over that toe. Good. Left arm can reach up. Right ear to right shoulder. Again, feeling that the tailbone is rooting down. Let's come into twisted crescent. So left hand comes down, left knee comes down. Inhale, right arm helps lift and open you up to the right. Let the left ear fall to the left shoulder. Still feel that this bottom glute is working. And then from here, you're stepping back into plank. So right hand comes down, step back into plank. Feel your shoulders on your back. Yeah, draw them down. And then, yeah, good. And then lower the knees. Lower slowly, keeping that head lifted. Yes, yes, I love it. That looks so good. Inhale. Wide cobra. So bring the fingertips off the mat, elbows point upwards. And then lift your heart. Yes, that looks great. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Good. Feel the glutes working here. And then on your exhale, lower down a little bit. Hands come under the shoulders to help you push up onto the knees. Yes, and then up into down dog. Walk your feet in a little bit. And then we're going to lift the right leg to the height of the right hip. You can keep your left knee as bent as you need it to be. Bend the right knee and circle in the right hip. Just working to prevent that left knee from caving in. Go ahead, other direction. Still picking up in that low belly. And then step that right foot as far forward as you can, followed by the left. Use your glutes to help you come up to stand. Shake it out. All right. Let's add on. On your inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, sit back in the hips. Hands come to the floor. Keep the right hand down, and you're going to peel the left one off of the floor. So as you do that, the right knee will bend more and the left leg will straighten a little bit. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit. Exhale, left hand comes down. Just repeat on the other side. So the right leg straightens, the left knee bends. Good. One more time each side. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm. Good. Both hands come down. Step back into down dog. Take a breath in. Feel that low belly area where we had our hands earlier, drawing in, and then walk your hands back towards your feet. And then inhale, walk your hands forward to down dog. And then exhale, walk your feet forward towards your hands. Use those glutes to help you come up to stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands come down. From here, step your right foot back and then lift up into left crescent lunge. Good. So find your balance first. And then hands come to the hips. Find your neutral pelvis. So you can take your hands on that low belly area and just like make sure that your thumb and first finger on the same line. If they're not, you might be tilting too far forward. So you get to choose what feels best for you. And then bring your hands to your pelvis. So feel like you're pushing, your bones together, but you can't because they're bones. And then from here, so I'm going to show you from this angle. You're going to keep your hands on your hips and lower that right heel as if we're going into warrior variation. And then you're going to turn your hips back. So we were in crescent. So lower your chest just a little bit and drop that right heel. And then turn your hips back. So this is kind of like a stabilizing, you don't really want that left knee to move. It's all about what's happening in this hip. And if it's creating a lot of torsion on that left knee, you can just turn your left toes inwards more. Okay. Last one. Come back to that tilted crescent, hands come down, lift up into three-legged down dog. So left leg lifts, hands are on the ground. Good. And then step the left foot halfway forward. Right leg lifts, you're in a standing L. So feel this right glute work in, the left knee is, yeah, that looks great. And then with the fingertips on the floor, just try to pull your heart forward a little bit. Yeah. And then let's come into seated twists. So tuck your right leg behind the left as you lower your butt to the floor. And you can kick out this right leg if needed. From here, roll the shoulders. Yeah, so the right leg goes under the left. Yep. Good.
Okay.
I'm going to go out. The right leg is straight. Yep. And then roll the shoulders. Good. And then let's unwind to the right, back to the front of our mat. And you're going to come into quadruped. So the hands land, the knees land. And you can either do this move on your hands or on your forearms. It's up to you. You're going to open that left knee to the left, right knee to the right. Yep. And just try not to fall into that bottom leg. Drawing up in that low belly. Yep. Using your breath however you need to. And then we'll end up with our right knee on the floor. Slide the left leg back. And lift the left arm up. So you can come up onto your right fingertips as well, but right modified side plank. Yes, and remember you can kick that right ankle out a little bit if you need more stability. Bring your left hand to your low belly and just encourage that energetic pull inwards. And then if you want to keep the hand there, you can lift the left leg. And then from here, slowly step your left foot towards the front of the mat. And then right foot follows next to it. Use those glutes to come up to stand, arms reach up. Exhale, sit back in the hips, fingertips to the floor. Step the left foot back. Come up into crescent lunge on your right side. Again, same thing. Find your neutral pelvis, and then the hands come to the hips. Pause here. Maybe just checking, using your hands as tactile feedback. And then slowly tilt your crescent lunge. And you're going to work on that transition. So open the hips, lower the left heel, and then turn the hips back down. So a great way to just kind of keep the energy is, again, in this low core area because it's attaching to that pelvis. This side's harder for me. Last one. Turn the chest towards the floor. Hands come down. Three-legged down dog. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step that right foot halfway forward. Standing L, left leg lifts. Good. Yeah, walk your hands back a little bit and come up onto your fingertips. There you go. Yeah. Pull your heart forward. Feel that left glute working. That looks awesome. Last breath in. And then on your exhale, seated twist. So left leg behind the right.
Okay.
And come to sit. Yep, and you can kick the left leg out. Yep, so the right foot is planted. Oh, sorry, I'll turn my face. Right foot is planted. Roll that shoulder.
If you give me a mouth, I'll throw it for you.
Rolls. And then from here, turning to the left for that quadruped move. So the hands come down, transition, and open the left knee to the left, right knee to the right. Yeah, you could probably bring your knees in a little bit closer.
Oh, closer? Okay.
There you go. Yeah. So when you bring your knees closer to your hands, that helps prevent you from moving in the low back as much.
Yeah.
And then left knee ends up being down. Slide the right leg back and lower the right heel. Open up for left modified side plank. You can also come up onto those left fingertips. Feel the left glute working, the right glute working. Maybe you lift and hover the right toes, or maybe you play patty cake with the floor. Good. Right hand can come to that low belly to just help feel supported. And then keep that support as you slowly step your right foot forward, followed by the left. Using the glutes to come up to stand. Shake it out. And get some water if you want it. All right, how do you feel?
I feel really good. I actually feel a lot more stretched out than I did at the beginning. So clearly this is working.
Yay! Your plank looks real nice. Like, I know I can only see half of you, but like when you were holding it, I didn't see like a lot of leakage of energy from your core. I was like, oh, that looks very strong. So whatever you're doing.
I've been doing bar. What is that?
You say bar?
Yeah, like
Nice.
cardio bar or something. Yeah. And so everything about it is core. And so I feel like it's helped me build up my core.
It is.
So I obviously need to keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Bar is all about core. Oh. All right. Here we go. We got one more sequence. Okay. And we'll be done. I just want to see if there's anything I should explain ahead of time. I don't think there is. It's pretty straightforward. So here we go. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Feel tall here. Exhale, sit back in your hips. Hands come to the floor. Good. Now interlace your fingers behind the back on the sacrum like we did in that half kneel position. Feeling that the knees aren't caving in, they're right over those feet. And then from here, go ahead and step your right foot back for tilted crescent. Keeping that right glute on, keeping your ears lifted. Maybe you reach the right arm forward. And then from here, nothing new. We're opening into that warrior variation. So lower the right heel, left elbow to left thigh. You can bring the right hand to the right hip, maybe even bring that left ear to the left shoulder. Feel that you're pushing the mat apart here with your feet. And then twisted crescent. So the right hand comes to the floor, lift that right heel. Left hand lifts up. You can also lower the right knee if needed. right ear to that right shoulder, just opening up in the neck. Good. And let's come into seated twist. So slide that right leg behind the left as you turn and sit. So you're facing that left side of your mat.
Well,
Yep. You'll be facing towards your sliding door. So your left foot is on top. The right leg can be away. And I double fold mine. Bring the left hand down. The right arm reaches up. Inhale up. Right hand down. Left arm reaches up and over. Opening up that low back. One more time each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Through center, you're just going to turn back towards the front of your mat, coming into quadruped. Let's do a few of those fire hydrants, left and right. So left knee to the left, right knee to the right. Let's say 4 each side. And when you're done with that fourth one, we will actually lift the knee up, kind of like we did in the beginning. So that left knee bends and lifts upwards towards the ceiling.
Sorry, I'm doing the fourth one now.
Yeah, it's okay.
Now my left leg is up.
Feeling that left glute start to fire. Maybe you reach your right hand back. Good. Yes, feeling that low. Yes, that looks awesome. Good. Then from here, both come down. Step back into plank. Shoulders kind of pulling down that back. Good. Yeah, lower the knees. Good. Tuck that tailbone downward slightly. Yes, now lower slowly. Inhale, locust pose. Lift your upper body, lower body. Reach the arms back. Feel the low core and glutes work in here. And then from here, hands come back under the shoulders. Push up onto your knees, then push up into down dog. Walk your feet in as much as you need to, bend the knees, and then lift that left leg, bend the left knee. Circle 3 times one way, 3 times the other way. And we'll come into airplane. Left foot steps as far forward as you can. And then lift into tilted crescent first. So bring those hands to the hips. Feel like you're compacting the 2 sides together. And then maybe you hover the right toes off the floor. Maybe you do a few little touchdowns. And then lower the right toes. Let's do that thing where we open up to the right, lowering that right heel, and then exhale, close the hips off to the floor. So you can use your hands wherever you need to give yourself a little support. And then on this last one, we're going to do warrior 2. So lower the right heel and then inhale, lift the shoulders over the hips. Turn to face you. Arms reach away. Feel the feet pushing away. Exhale, drop the right arm down the right leg. Inhale, engage core, shoulders over hips. Exhale, left elbow to left thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. One more, inhale. Exhale. Last one in. Exhale, left elbow to left thigh. Good. From here, cartwheel the hands to the floor, coming into standing L, last pose. Lift the right leg. Feel yourself energetically pushing through the base of that left big toe. Right glute is working. And then exhale, right foot meets left. Forward fold here. Shake the head, yes, no. And then use the glutes to help you come up to stand. Let's do the other side. Arms reach up. Exhale, sit back in those hips. Interlace the fingers behind the sacrum. Left foot steps back for tilted crescent. Woo! This side. Feel this left glute working. And then maybe you reach the left arm out in front of you. Superman, or in this case, woman. And then from here, warrior variation, lower the left heel, right elbow to right thigh. Maybe bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Maybe the left hand to the left hip. Let's come into twisted crescent. Left hand comes down. You can lower the left knee if needed. Right arm reaches up. Breathe here into your ribs. Find space for your breath. And then go ahead and slide that left thigh behind the right. So the left thigh slides forward as you turn and sit towards your right.
Oh, Nimmer.
Yep. So right foot is on top. Yep. And then from here, right hand comes down, reach the left arm up and over. Inhale up. Exhale, left arm down, right arm reaches up and over. Trying to keep the base of our body kind of rooted. Right arm comes down, left arm reaches up and over. Last one in, left arm down, right arm. And then follow through. So the right hand comes down and you come up into quadruped. Let's make this one a forearm one. So lower those elbows, right knee out to the right, left knee out to the left. Picking up in that low belly. Yeah, marching back and forth kind of. It's an awkward march. Good. Last one. Both knees come down, come up onto the hands. Right leg reaches back and then upwards, keeping that right glute working. Good. Pull up in that low belly. Keep both your arms straight. Yeah, good. And then from here, step back into plank. Right toes followed by the left. Lower the knees. Lower slowly. Yes. Inhale, locust. Maybe do some wrist circles in your locust. Feel that the back of the neck is long. And then hands come under the shoulders, push up and back into down dog. Walk the feet in a half step. Lift the right leg to the height of the right hip. Bend the right knee. Circle 3 times one way, 3 times the other. God, staying strong on that left leg. And then from here, stepping the right foot as far forward as you can, coming up into tilted crescent. You can place your hands on your hips. Maybe you do some left toe taps. And then lower the left toes. We're doing that transition where we open to the left and then turn it back down. So for me, I gotta just keep my hands to tell my glutes when to work. Last one, we'll open up to warrior 2. So lower the left heel, lift. Good. Feet pushing, core stabilizing. Inhale. Exhale, reverse. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to thigh. Inhale. Exhale, reverse. Last one. Elbow to thigh. And then from here, go ahead and bring the hands down. Lift that left leg. Coming into standing split for our last pose. Feeling that low belly draw in, the heart pull forward. And then exhale, step your left foot next to your right. Use those quads to come up. Should I do that? Yeah, you did it.
That split is the hardest move for me. Like my whole leg is like, why are you doing this to me?
A standing split?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is quite a workout. You don't think it will be, but it is. I am
Um,
sweating.
so I have two stretches for you,
Okay.
and we'll do a little bit of shavasana. But I was thinking about your Achilles, and I don't know. I'm hoping this will make it feel good. If it
Mhm.
doesn't, then we nix it out. But I want you to so from the quadruped, bring your right foot as far forward as you can. So it's almost like you're in a very tight, low lunge. So I don't know if you've ever sat like this before, where you're seated on one heel and one knee's up. So like bring your left knee in closer. Yeah, yeah. Good. So in this position, and like you could also be working with like a block or a chair. You could also do this up on a chair. I want you to just try to sit and get as far forward as you can. So I don't know why I'm facing without your right heel lifting. So I want you to just kind of get that knee to go forward and notice what that feels like on your right. Yeah. How does that feel? Do you feel like you're getting a stretch down here in your soleus?
Yeah, it's getting a little bit above where I have the pain, but that's probably good because I think the pain comes because my Achilles is just too tight.
Yeah. So this is, oh, you know what? I'm glad you said that because we have something that we can do about that. So this can also be done on a chair. So if you're ever like you don't want to get on the ground, you can take that foot and just kind of like lean as far forward as you can to
Okay.
try to stretch this area out without the heel lifting.
Okay. I
Um,
probably should do that before every run, right?
yeah, yeah. And so go ahead and try that on your left side now and just notice if there's a difference. Yeah.
I actually feel more of a stretch on my left, which
Yeah.
is funny.
Maybe it's tighter and your right side's compensating.
Maybe that's why my right side is in so much pain.
Maybe. Um, do you have a blanket nearby that you can roll up or even a towel?
Yes.
Awesome. So like roll it up hot dog style or just as long as it's wider than your hips, that's how you should roll it up.
Okay.
You can also do this with your yoga mat because it's a little bit firmer, but for the sake of stuff. And you're going to take it, come up to kneeling, and just lay it across your calves and sit
Okay.
back onto your calves, or come up onto your hands and just slowly sit back. Yeah. Do you feel that pressure in your calves?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So this is where like if the material you have is thicker, you might feel it more, but this is great for you can honestly can start at your knee pits and work your way towards your ankles. Like you would hold it for maybe 5 to 10 breaths. Um, this blanket doesn't really do anything for me. I have to roll up a yoga mat because it's a thicker material, but it helps squash your calves and really help like loosen up some of that fascia.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's a good one for you. But
That's
to
one thing
finish
that
off, let's
I
come on to our
never like
backs.
at the end of the runs.
Yeah. It'd be good, honestly, for before or after or both.
Think about the fact at the end of my run, my calves feel tight and I just try to walk them out, but that's not quite the same because the fascia is still going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to
Yeah.
tighten up as you sit or do some, don't move.
Go ahead and cross your left ankle over your right thigh,
Okay.
keeping the left foot flexed. Bring your hands to that low belly area, feeling that the energy is drawing down towards the sacrum. And then you can pull that right thigh in towards you and maybe you grab behind that right thigh. Good. So a few cues here. Maybe feel like the thighs are reaching towards opposite walls. So the left one towards the left, the right one towards the right. So they're like pulling away from each other.
Oh, okay.
Good. And then go ahead and lower the right foot to the floor, followed by the left. And then the right ankle crosses on top of the left thigh. Again, gather that low belly area first, and then pull the left thigh in towards you. And you can use your hands to reach behind. Feeling that the thighs are pulling in opposite directions again. And then go ahead and place the left foot down, followed by the right. Walk your feet to be mat distance apart, allowing the knees to just lightly fall in towards each other and kind of scoop your tailbone upwards. One hand on your heart, one hand on the low belly. Connecting to the breath. Feeling it steady stream in and out. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Walking the feet to being hip distance apart again. Turn your head left and right. One at a time, bring each knee in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Rock left and right. And in your own way, come on up to seated. Hands come to heart center. Just acknowledging the strength within you and also the grace that it takes to stay. Have